Hi, I'm Tasmin and welcome to Unleash Software. We're a cloud-based application that can help you make, manage and move your products with inventory management at its heart. Our supplier management is really key in today's market. We need to know when our lead times are, what minimum levels to begin reordering, and we need to be able to see our supplier prices at a glance. Let's jump into Unleashed to see how to manage that. Unleashed has been designed to keep all of your supplier information in one place, in one system, so that you can effectively manage your supplier chains. Where we want to start off with is looking at our supplier price book. That is key to enter in our lead times, our supplier prices, and to make sure that everything is up to date. We know that it can be quite a fluctuation, so you might experience changing in supplier prices quite frequently, so the ability to update these details in bulk is key as well. Where we find this information is in Unleashed underneath our products, looking specifically at our blueberry jam here. I can see our supplier price book through here. So I can purchase this jam from 3 different suppliers. Of course, I always want to get the best deal, so I'd probably be looking at either packaging in bits or Jack Daniels here. There might be some pretty strong blueberry jam. But I can also see that Clive's Fruit Farm is the quickest time to get to me. So it might cost a little bit more, but it is quicker to get that stock through to me. So these lead times are really key. I can set minimum order quantities if my supplier is going to provide me a discount if I order a certain amount. I definitely want to have that information in here. And of course, all importantly, your purchase price. Now these can be updated at any point in time just by selecting the fields themselves, but we want to be smart and we want to update all of this information in bulk. So we're going to come through to the import-export section within Unleashed, and we're going to export out the current information we have. It is the most up-to-date and current information, and it'll pre-populate for us. So I'm going to come into my supplier quantity prices here, which is where I'm going to find the majority of the information I need to update for my pricing. I can see that I've got the minimum quantity column, whether it's a price or a discount, and of course what the result ends up being. If I needed to update my lead times or even just my basic default pricing, then I can come into my export and select product suppliers. This particular CSV file is fantastic, especially if I need to add new suppliers to my products. If I have found a new supplier chain, I can update the details and add new ones in here as well. So not only is it an update CSV, I can create with it as well. There's the all-important lead times column that we have there. Once I have a sense of that information, I might want to compare it to the current pricing that I have for my products so that I can keep my margins up to date, but also see if I can provide my customers with some discounts. Everybody loves a discount. So I'd pop into my reports, I'd pop into inventory, and I'd pop into my price list inquiry, where I can then do that comparison from my purchase price through to all of my different pricing channels. From here, I want to know exactly what time or how long it's taking for my stock to get through to me. We know that you can expect delays depending on what's happening with your supplier, what's happening with the delivery. There is a lot of different things that can happen along the road. So you definitely want to be as up to date as you can with those lead times so that you can manage your customers' expectations. Here we're going to jump into our business intelligence feature. We're going to look specifically at our purchasing, and we're going to jump into vision. Business intelligence is fantastic because it crunches all of that data for you within Unleashed to give you some key KPIs so that you can make some business decisions going forward. Here we're going to look specifically at the average delivery duration. So it's looking at the day in which you create your purchase order to the day that you receipt it. That gives you an accurate by day calculation on how long it is taking your stock to get to you. Now mine's looking pretty good, average of 0.53 days. I'm 11 days early for most of my stocks. So my suppliers are absolutely fantastic. I'm definitely gonna keep them, and I'll continue to trade with them. We can also see some trends across time on some key aspects for those delivery times. We can see our main supplier here, how many purchase orders were received late versus on time. So there are a couple that have been a bit late there. And I can also see the top products that are being purchased as well. So there's a lot of great information through BI Vision, and I could go on talking about reports all day. But we want to know more about how to manage our orders and how to manage our supply chains. For that, we're going to come into our reorder report. Now, this is where you will spend your time actually operating through your different channels. So this is one of the key kind of operation reports that we suggest using per day. It's fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite reports. I'm a bit of an inventory nerd on that side, but only because this particular one gives you the information across the board. So you can see what's happening with your manufacturing chains. You can see how many orders are coming through from your multiple channels, and you can also see when your next deliveries are due for stock that you've already purchased. Based on this report, we can see the preferred suppliers coming through as well. So all of that information we're populating in our product is pulling through automatically for us, which makes it so easy to be able to reorder. We can also set minimum stock levels. Now this is key, especially for those long lead times. You want to make sure that you have stock to take you over until your next shipment arrives. That should be the quantity that we set within the minimum stock. By setting that, the system can then calculate your suggested replenishment amounts based off the allocation of stock from the other areas in the system. So whether we're producing something or manufacturing a product compared to what is currently coming through on our sales orders from our multi-channels, to any outgoing or incoming transfers from other locations. By having a look at this report, I can see that there are a couple here in which I've gone under the minimum stock. Our top one here, our battery panel, for example, I have about 100 that I needed for minimum stock. I'm currently sitting at 49, so I definitely want to be reordering that one. I can see that I do have still a number of on-hand stock for our blueberry jam, but I'm also manufacturing 347 more, so I will be putting more into stock, which should accommodate for the 100 that I have on order here. I'm also purchasing in 10, and they're due to arrive on this date here, which as today is the 16th, that happens to be tomorrow. So having a look at all of this information, I can then look at the suggested replenishment amount, and it gives me an idea of how much I should be ordering in order to meet my minimum stock level. But what's fantastic about this particular report is that I can actually action what I need to do from it as well. So I don't need to create another tab. I don't need to come out and go back in constantly. I can action what I need to from this screen. And that comes down to triggering a manufacturing production line, or even just creating the purchases as well. So having a look at this, I would like to purchase into my Amazon warehouse. That seems to be a common one that's coming up that's low in stock, so we'll run that. I can see that I've got some key suppliers here, which is great. I can order all of these ones all in one go, and some extra suppliers as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tick these items that I want to purchase, come into the action cog here, and come into create purchases. Now I can edit the quantity I wish to purchase. This is calculated based off your suggested replenishment amount, but you probably want to order more as you go, or if you are on a purchase to order basis, this might be perfect. I can change the suppliers if one supplier has indicated that they're not going to have stock for a relatively long time. This is where I can change my supplier details, and I can relocate it to another warehouse as well if I so choose. By creating the purchases, they're all there, they're all nice and ready for me to go to take into my purchasing processes within Unleashed. So this is a great way to be able to do things in bulk. It's a great screen and report to know exactly what's happening at one point in time for all of your products and to manage your supply chains effectively. So there we go, supplier management made easy. For more information, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and have a chat with one of our experts. You can see the pricing for our subscriptions, and you can start up an Unleashed trial as well. Why not jump in and have a play around? Thanks for watching.